Hey lads, it's a new week and a new year, and we are going to get to 2K this year, I hope. I decided I'm going to be playing 15 plus 10, so we get 15 minutes, our opponent gets 15 minutes, and we get 10 seconds every time we make a move added to our clock. So we will have a bit more time, but this is still rapid, and that means our rating is still the same, and we're still playing at the same level here. So let's jump into a game and see who we're going to be playing. The reason I wanted to up the time a wee bit was because I want to be able to explain my thoughts to you guys while I play. And I felt just a little bit rushed when I was doing that with just the flat 10 minutes. My opponent is playing Queen's Pawn, so d4 here. And I think I want to go into, the Dutch. So let's do the Dutch, and we'll be playing f5 here. This is the Dutch defense. And I was playing the classical Dutch. Oh, so nice. Look how much time we have. 15 minutes and 4 seconds. This is fantastic. I was playing the classical Dutch, and I'm going to probably try to keep playing that. I actually haven't played chess in a few days. The previous videos on my channel were all played before a trip I was on. I was at a wedding, but I uploaded them just to keep with the schedule. So I actually haven't played any chess in a few days. So I'm just trying to remember everything that I remembered about the Dutch. But basically what we do here is we control these squares, and we keep our pawns on these white squares for the most part. He's got this structure here. So I'm thinking about bishop here on this diagonal here. Could be really nice. But everything kind of revolves around this e4 square in the Dutch. So we kind of just want to control this. And right now we have our knight and our pawn controlling that. I'm thinking about where do I want to place my bishop. Now we can place it just here and then castle. We want to just make logical moves and get our pieces developed here. I'm also thinking about just pawn here. Pawn here. And then eventually we're going to try to push our pawns forwards and get a pawn on e4. That's kind of our goal in this opening. So I'm thinking about this move. I'm also thinking about knight c6. And if they push, can I take? I could just take that if they pushed, because they only have the queen defending. So I think coming here is okay, but also coming here is not bad either. So pushing here and then having a supporter for the e5 push here. So I'm thinking, what if I push this, and let's say they come here, and then we push, they take, I take, and then they could take with either of these pieces. So we still don't have enough defenders here. I think I'm going to go knight c6, because I don't think they can push this yet, because we can just capture. I'm already wasting so much time. But I'm not feeling so worried about it, because I can generally play rapid 10 minutes and do okay. So now we have a bit more time, and the time gets added. So if I do get low on time, I can just make some quick moves and get an extra, minute on my clock. Okay, this move, I don't think this is great. He's blocking in the development of his knight. He's probably going to be coming knight d2 with this push here. I say we just continue with our plan. And the c8 bishop for black in the classical Dutch generally doesn't develop. I mean, if it does, it comes here on this diagonal, but a lot of the time it just sits here and doesn't do anything until it can develop here when the king castles. So, and we do our pawns up here. I'm going to move forwards. This is the classical Dutch, and we are going to push the e5 pawn fairly soon here. I also want to get my bishop out onto e7 and then castle my king. Okay, so he's coming out here. Honestly, going here as a stonewall structure seems kind of nice. It like locks this off completely, but then he does have knight here, and I can't recapture, so that's no good. 1, 2, 3 defenders, and here we have 1, 2 defenders of the push. So we need to get another defender. I am thinking about this move, but I think first what we do is get our bishop out so that we can castle. I think this is looking pretty solid. I'm not sure where I'm going to place my queen yet. And the Dutch, you feel a bit cramped when you play it. Like, this is a bit ugly. It doesn't feel super open, but that's okay. We're gonna do this slowly. Okay, so he wants to castle. I'm just gonna castle here, And I'm thinking about knight here. If pawn up, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't want to put the knight here when it can just simply get kicked. But I do want to have another defender of this square. So we got just the two right now. But maybe I can get knight here or even here. Like knight here is an idea. If he takes and we take and he takes, it's not looking perfect yet. I mean, I know the stone wall structure looks good, but I don't want to allow his knight here either. What about just knight here? And then I can trade off one of the defenders and I can put my bishop on f6 to control this square. Because right now my knight's not controlling or helping with this push. So I'm thinking this is a really good move. I assumed he was going to castle here. I can just take this. I can take this and he's got two defenders and I have two defenders. So I'm actually winning here. So I'm going to take this and go for this push. And I'm liking this position. I'm liking this a lot. And the bishop is nearly ready to develop here. Taking with this pawn seemed kind of weak. I probably would have taken with the other one so that the rook could have been involved in the game. I'm also threatening a fork here, hitting both of these pieces. So he does have to deal with this threat. I think he's going to take, and I'm just going to recapture with pawn. If I recapture with knight, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I think just recapture with pawn. My queen is open on this, and I am ready to push here. I think we recapture. I'm actually going to pre-move it so that if he does take my pawn, I will immediately get an extra 15 seconds on my clock. And my position's looking really nice. Like, all my pieces are starting to get really active. My bishop's active. My rook is in the game. He can just come up here and over here, and we have ideas of attacking down this line here. Rook up and over. That's called a rook lift. When you bring it up, you lift it up onto the 6th rank, and you can attack. Okay, I didn't see this check. I think I can just move. I can also lift my rook. I can also play pawn up. Pawn up, though, means I don't have another defender here. So I think I'm just going to move my king over. I don't think this move really does a whole lot for him. Now, his queen can come here and defend here, but I can just push this piece if he doesn't take. King on h8, I think, is pretty safe. Okay. We said we were going to take that. And he has no checks here, so we're okay. We are threatening to win a piece here, attacking both of his minor pieces, but we are also just threatening it with moving the pawn out of the way so that the queen can hit on d3, on the bishop on d3. So our position looks pretty good here. We have some threats, and our bishop on c8 is on a fairly strong diagonal here. Okay, so he decided to just retreat back. Now, if I just push here, he has to move this guy away, and we win a free knight. If I push here, and he takes, we just win a knight. So either way, he is losing a knight. I don't see any counterplay. He doesn't have like a check. He doesn't really have anything here. He does have this idea of coming here, but if he does just move this, I'm just going to capture it. I think we attack the defender of his knights. This is called removing the defender. We're attacking one defender, and we are capturing the piece that it was defending. Oh, yeah, he had that move. I didn't even think of that. Okay, I thought I was just winning there. Yeah, okay, so he blocks the attack, which looks like it was his only move in that position. Now, this piece is under attack, but it's only under attack once. I'm thinking about a rook lift here. If we just sack the bishop and then recapture with queen, I think we are threatening a lot. He'd probably push the pawn, we'd take, but then he would run his king out. I'm thinking this looks pretty good. I want to sack a piece there, I think. He is threatening to take our knight, which looks like it would weaken our position a bit. But if we just do the rook lift, I think that defends the knight and we're okay. If he takes here, we could just recapture with rook and then swing the rook back over here. I think this move's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm going to do it. It also defends this square here, which was defended here. So if I had left the rook here, he had this move and capture, but now he doesn't have that. So I just need to be looking at what my opponent wants to do, what he's thinking about, and try to just frustrate his plans. I still prefer my position. I think his king is in a lot more danger than mine. I'm thinking rook to h6, bishop sack. If pawn takes, queen takes, and it's threatening checkmate in 1. If he pushes here, we still go in for this. He moves his king. We could come back and force a draw, but we don't want to draw. But I think maybe we need an extra piece to be in the attack. I think moving my knight here to e5 before I do all that could be very good, because then like if he moves out here, we have checks that look pretty nice. And my time is great. I have a lot of time to look at the endgame and really figure this out. Okay, so he took. So I'm just going to recapture. I don't want to just damage this pawn structure. I think we leave them here. He might have this idea. I'm just going to swing over here. Okay, he's looking to just take a pawn here, and I can't recapture because my queen is here. So why don't we just move here, threaten this, force his queen back? No. He wants to just capture this here. That's what he wants to do here. Maybe doubling up here and going for this. But I really want my rook over here. I guess bishop up here is the other option. But then he can take this pawn. I don't want to just give him a free pawn. We could also just attack his queen, you know, something like this. I don't know. Moving the bishop is not good right now because he gets this pawn for free. What about rook here to b6? Hit his queen, force his queen back, probably, and then moving here, and then moving here. Something like that. Could also just move my rook on e8 here. But right now we need to deal with this threat, because he's going to take my pawn and attack my queen. And I don't want that to happen. So either we attack his queen before he can do this. Okay, let's say I go here and he goes here. Then I take his queen and he takes mine, and I take his rook. And he takes my rook, and then I take his knight. So it would actually be good for us in the long run. So this is one idea. The other idea is bishop to d7. d7 I don't think I like, because then he just grabs this pawn. I think I'm going to attack him. I'm not sure exactly what move he's going to go for here, but I'm thinking c2. c2, and then we go d7. And then I move my rook over, because I want to keep him off of my b7 pawn. How can I better get my pieces involved? Maybe I need to get my e8 rook, you know, to one of these squares, because this piece isn't super developed. Right now, though, this whole plan looks really good. And if he just takes here and I go queen here, he's gonna be forced to move the pawn. I don't think he has another move, because otherwise check and mate. If he moves a rook over and he has this square to move back, I think his only move would be this. So here, sack, and if he takes queen here, pawn up, pawn takes, maybe knight in, check, he goes here, and I don't really have much follow up. Okay, so he wanted to go for this. Okay, so we calculated this. Take, and if he just takes my rook, then I move my queen away. Maybe I move my queen here. I think I'm okay though. What about bishop here? Oh, actually, this looks interesting. Bishop here? No, I think I can just push the pawn. What if I just take right now? He takes with check, I take back, and then I can't take his queen. I think I have to take the queen. So take the queen, he takes my queen with check, I capture, he captures, and I capture. Am I not just up a piece? I think I am. I think I am just up a piece. I don't think he calculated this. So now he's gonna take this, and I'm just gonna take him. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put my bishop here. I think this is a good square, and it holds the d8 square. There's no back rank here because of the bishop. But if I go here and he pushes the pawn, then probably I go h6, and I have an escape square for my king. I think I'm fine. He's got 2 doubled pawns, and I'm up a bishop. He's got an extra pawn, but I have an extra bishop. And 2 of his pawns are doubled, so I think this is looking pretty solid for me. Okay. What is this? He's just not giving me an escape square here. I think I just go pawn h6. And I think I'm pretty good. Also here, maybe that was a better move. Take, take, take. Just forcing his rook to move. I have an isolated pawn here, so I do want to use it. Maybe this move wasn't so great, Maybe moving the bishop's better because then the rook defends everything. Okay, he's going for my pawn. I'm going to go for his... What if I go for his rook? If he takes this, I take him. He takes me. I take him. He takes me. And he's left with 4 pawns, 6 pawns and a bishop. And I'm left with 4 pawns and 2 bishops. I think that would be fine. I don't see another way to defend this. Like if I just come here, he can just take this. I think I have to threaten him. He's probably just going to threaten me. And if he does threaten me, what if I push him away and he takes this one? Then I could take this. So he can't just take this one. So what would he do? He would probably, both of his pieces would be in danger. So if he does take here, I think just threaten it. Because that way, both of his pieces are in danger. Yeah, okay, this looks good. Now, if I push this, he's going to take a pawn. If I defend this, he's going to take a pawn. But then I could come here and win a pawn. But no, he would come back to here. So I wouldn't win a pawn. But then pushing him away, if he takes, I take the pawn. And I'm threatening this pawn and this pawn. What about this move? Then he just grabs one of the pawns and then I go here. He takes, I take. I'm threatening this. Don't know if I want to just trade off rooks. Not positive about that. It's probably not bad though. Maybe just here b8 and then he's probably going to take this. No, I don't like that. I'm thinking about this move instead. He takes here and I come here with the rook on the open file. If I just defend here and he goes here and I go here and he comes back to here and I push and he takes and then I win this. So I would win 1 pawn and he'd win 2 pawns. But I'd be threatening this one. I mean, this ultimately doesn't really matter too much. I think I'm ahead. I think I'm fine. So let's just go here. And then here. So he's going to take this. And then if we get on the 7th rank, we're going to be really solid. We're on the open file here. This is looking good. We can trade pieces here. He's probably going to push this. He might go for something like this. I can always drop back to here and hit this. But getting on the 7th rank is going to be nice. 7th rank, you can kind of hit everything. A rook on the 7th rank is very strong. Now I'm pretty happy because I have 6.5 minutes and we're in the end game kind of, and I can really think about it. I don't have to pre-move and go fast. I just spent a lot of time there contemplating what I was going to do. And normally I would just make that move very quickly. But yeah, this doesn't feel so bad. Okay, how can I use my bishops together to win this position? I'm looking at this. Check. King is forced here. Don't know about that. All my pieces are defended pretty well, except for this pawn. But maybe we need to just get down here and attack. But also bishop here looks really nice, because don't we just win a pawn? Otherwise, he can just cut us off. I think going here is the answer. Going here, he's forced back to where he was, and we just win a pawn. I think that looks really good. And now we're threatening again rook to d1. So we've won our pawn back. His king is kind of safe over here. Like it's in a not a bad position. Okay, so he does not want me to trade pieces, but now we can get on the 7th rank. How is he going to defend this pawn? He's going to go to b1, and then we just go pawn or bishop here. Maybe he attacks us, so maybe we go bishop here, and then he's forced over here, maybe? Not sure yet. I think, though, that this pawn, he's going to be held down to it. He's going to be trying to defend this pawn. That's what he's going to be doing here. Okay, he's just going for this pawn. I think we can just move it up. I'm not really too worried. Or should we take this? We take here, he takes here, and he can win too. So yeah, I think I'm just going to move my pawn up. I'm liking my position. I'm liking this. Feeling pretty comfortable. Now this guy is a 1557. Dayton. I didn't really say where he was from. He's from Saudi Arabia. And yeah, he's a bit lower than the opponents we've been playing. So that's okay. But I'm just needing to get used to this time control. And I feel like I'm playing more accurately with it. Maybe not. I mean, we could look at the end of the game and see. But I feel like this was pretty accurate. Like I made pretty good moves. I didn't really feel a position where I've made anything too wrong. I could honestly just see him resigning because he's down a bishop. So, and he's gonna be down another pawn here. I don't know what he would do here, but I know winning endgames. I know winning games that are won already. Like when you're ahead, closing out a chess game is pretty difficult. Okay, so he went here to defend this pawn. So I say we just take this. And now we're threatening this pawn. Okay, we just come here. If I come here and he goes here, I take. He can't take because he'd be pinned. Okay, so now we're just going to win this one. Okay. And now he's in big trouble because I have a pawn that can just promote. He wants to come here. I say we just start moving pieces. All my pawns are on dark squares, so now his bishop's basically useless. We go here, and he can trade if he wants, but that's fine. Then we just come here and we eat this pawn. If I was him, I would probably just resign here, but we'll see. I don't know what he's thinking about. I feel like he's lost and you should just resign, but whatever. I don't know. I don't really see any counterplay from him. Like, I don't know what he would do. If he moves his king over, we check and win a pawn. If he starts pushing, we take this. Maybe he pushes here. I feel like I would just push here if I was him. But there isn't anything obvious that he can do. I guess having this long time control is a blessing and a curse. Like I can play and play for a long time, do fine. But if the opponent wants to take ages and just waste time, you know, that's no good. Okay, so it looks like we won the game. He resigned. So let's check the review super quick. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Okay, we played an 86.9. which says I'm a 1950. So I'm actually pretty happy to see that. So if I'm given a bit more time, maybe I can play at a higher level. We had 1 miss and 3 inaccuracies. So let's just check super quick what those were. So here's our miss. We missed an opportunity to win a pawn. Now, if I look at this, let me see. Is there any way I could win a pawn here? All his pawns are protected. Is it just simply this? Go here, take, no. Well, here, if he takes and I take, then I'm also attacking with the bishop. So here. So I'm attacking this and this. So if I go here, he can't take me. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, he has to push the pawn. So then my position would be super strong here. I should have calculated that. Pushing the pawn, I just didn't see that this was a discovery. Because I would take here and I would attack this bishop. And when I take there, this pawn moves out of the way, so the queen would then attack this bishop. So the queen's attacking this bishop, and this pawn that is now here on e5 would attack this bishop. So that was a little tactic that I missed. Good to see though. Okay, so I missed a little tactic. And this was my inaccuracy, one of my inaccuracies. It said I missed an opportunity to develop a queen off its starting square, so it probably wants me to come to e8. E8's a really good square for the queen because then she can attack here, but we didn't go for that. But everything else here looks pretty solid. This is the other inaccuracy. Okay, so we could have threatened the queen. We could have. I'm assuming it wants us just to take. If I retry this, does it want us to just take this? Nope. It wants us to go here. Okay, so going here attacks the queen, defends the pawn, and is not attacked by their knight, where I would double my pawns. So that was a good move. But the move I went for, even though it's an inaccuracy, I'm still winning. So I don't know. He takes, I take. And this is our last inaccuracy. He overlooks an opportunity to develop a queen. So I probably should have just come here. So instead of attacking his queen, I should have just gone here. But doing this, like, he kind of screwed up because we calculated this. Oh, This isn't the best move. The best move is probably this one. No, what is the best move? Maybe it's just here. Is it here? Yeah. So this is not the best move though, but this is a good move because we're still attacking 2 pieces and we don't need to recapture it straight away. The best move was to come here and be on this file with the bishop. Okay. But regardless, now we're in an okay position and stuff is pretty simple. And that's the game. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the Dutch defense there, and I hope you learned a bit, but I'm pretty happy that I got a win with the Dutch. I really like the Dutch opening, the Dutch defense with black, and yeah, we did miss a little bit of tactic in the opening game there with the pawns, and I didn't see that discovered attack, but next time I will be looking out for that a wee bit more. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow where we will get our second win this week. So this was the first. I'll see you when we get the second. Bye for now.